Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
What's going on, everyone? It's JERANISM, back with another video for you today. Gonna talk about the eclipse, and boy will I get hated for this. Regardless, as I've said since day one, all I want is the truth. So one of the difficult parts of doing what we do, researching and discussing this deception of living on a ball, is that we are always having to make some assumptions and some guesses. We've been lied to, and so finding the truth will not be easy. That said, unlike most flat earthers as of this moment, I find nothing wrong with the globe model eclipse shadow. So, recently I thought I found the globe killer, and so I came out with a video saying that there was no star trails on globe Earth. But in that video I challenged globe believers to prove it was possible to get star trails while aimed at Polaris. Well, Wolfie6020 proved it. Yes, many people have emailed me since or posted on Ask.fm to say, but Wolfie didn't include the speed, or he didn't include Earth's orbit around the sun. And I had to stop them and say that's called moving the goalposts. I said in that challenge that you can't put a camera on a globe, aim it at Polaris, spin it, and have the camera stay fixed on the North Star. Wolfie proved, simply, that I was wrong. Now, I was wrong because, as you can see here, my globe has a tiny error, it slips. And so when I spin it, the globe shifts on its axis. Here you can see the issue when we look at just Greenland. Keep an eye on it and you'll see that as I spin it, it slips down. It's not firm on the axis. Now we'll look at the south and you can see the same thing. You'll see, and if you look at the little notch of Antarctica that I put this little thumbtack on, see how it slips down? We'll do it one more time. It'll come up, and as I'm spinning the globe, it slips like that. So that slip, that little tiny error, was causing my camera, aimed at Polaris, to fall off target. So I made an apology or a congrats video to Wolfie and pulled my no star trails on globe Earth video. But that video taught me something. I was glad that I did the video like I did, as a challenge video. I told myself, next time I think I've got that gotcha globe killer, I would do a challenge video. This way, if someone showed me, then great. Number one, I learned. Number two, people watching would learn. And number three, I could just delete the challenge video and move on. The problem that I see is in regards to the recent issues people are having with the solar eclipse shadow. As soon as I saw the video, I said, interesting, I'll check that out. But then, one by one, I started seeing people mirroring the video and making their own. Videos titled, Nail in the Coffin, Proof of the Heliocentric Lie, Solar Eclipses Prove that the Earth is Flat. And I was hoping they were right, and well, they aren't. And so this reminded me a lot of my No Star Trails on Globe Earth video. In my opinion, if the video was made as a challenge, then when someone shows why or how it works, the challenge video can be deleted. The other thing is that so many people mirrored my Star Trails video, which means it's still out there, and it's saying things that have been debunked and that aren't true. If no one had mirrored it, it would have only been my original challenge video, Wolfie saying I was wrong, my showing Wolfie was right, and then my challenge video deleted. Meaning, what would be left on YouTube was all the truth. I made a point to say that I still don't believe in the globe model, but it can no longer be for the reasons I stated in that challenge video. So again, let me make it very clear that the solar eclipse being correct in their model is again not nearly enough for me to believe in the globe. In fact, I thought the solar eclipse worked before this week and 100% disbelieve the globe. The problem now, though, is that we have many incorrect videos out there. Many mirrored, and tons of comments that make Flat Earth look bad. This is kind of upsetting because there are so many issues with the globe model. The last thing we want to do is hang our hats on the things that the globe does have right. Again, if the video was a challenge, and let me just say and be clear here that I'm not telling anyone how to do their videos or saying you have to do your videos like me. What I'm saying is that I think there are ways to do things that are better for everyone involved in these debates, and also ways to do things that hurt and muddy the conversation. You're free to do whatever you want. But for myself, since I want the truth, I will make videos on a way that best displays truth for viewers. This way it's a learning experience. And just like when I did the Wolfie video, you watch, I'll be hated for this one. But it's okay, I'm pretty used to the hate by now. because people just don't see the purpose of my videos and questions, and that is to find the truth. So going forward, I will stick to my challenge formula and hope people don't mirror them in case they're wrong. Some videos cannot be challenges. When I think I see scuba divers in space, which I do, no one can prove that wrong. I think scuba divers are edited out, and I have evidence of them using those techniques. So those videos are a little bit different. The ones I'm talking about are the star trails or eclipse shadows, or things that can be proven one way or the other. So let me show you why the eclipse does work. And so really, what it comes down to is speed. Here we have two tracks, and the blue car goes around 1,000 miles per hour, and the red car goes about 2,300 miles per hour. Now, if you drove around in the blue car, you would actually see the red car appear to go backward at times. Let's look at a more scale model. Here you can see the Earth in the center spinning once around. Actually, I have it go twice. And if you look at the moon is on a 1.5 million mile orbit, and it's moving much faster because the Earth is only going around 24,901 miles in a day, but the moon in a day travels 55,000 miles, over double what the Earth's spin is. And even though the moon is faster, from our vantage point, the moon would look to go backwards. Now, I don't believe any of this. The moon is not 240,000 miles away, and the sun is certainly not 93 million miles away, or a million times the size of the Earth. And we have great evidence for all these claims. But to say that the heliocentric model is wrong about eclipses just isn't true. And so if we take this model and we add the sun rays, then you can see that the moon going through those sun rays causing the eclipse, the calculated speed of the moon would be more than the spin of the Earth. Therefore, the shadow would go from west to east. Now, I'm going to show you on a modeled example, but this modeled example will have the moon very close, but what I'm trying to show you is the difference that it would make in speed. First, we're going to have the Earth spinning extremely fast, and you will see that that shadow definitely moves east to west. But simply by making the moon move faster than the Earth, which is the case in the heliocentric model, now you'll see the shadow move across the United States as it's supposed to, coming up here later in August. And so while it is a little counterintuitive, and it is a little bit tough to understand, if you do model it out correctly, the heliocentric model does correctly predict the direction of the shadow on the eclipse. So this particular video that we're looking at now, for some reason calls this image a accurate representation of the Earth and Moon system, which of course we know is not at all close to being true, because the moon is located 30 Earth diameters away from the Earth in the heliocentric model. Again, not that I believe it, but simply saying that this is accurate is not true. It's not what they're claiming is the truth. And so again, while this video does say that it's an accurate and well synchronized visual representation of the Earth and lunar cycle, it's not necessarily what they believe to be true. It may be what they show in a lot of their depictions, but it's not at all what they claim is happening in the heliocentric model. An accurate depiction would be to take the Earth, as you see it there on the left, and then add 30 Earths in between it, and then place the moon. At that point, you have a better understanding of how far away they say the moon actually is. Then it makes more sense when you realize that the moon is moving faster, but on a much larger track than the tiny track that the Earth's spin would be on. So, lastly, we have a little video here of some confused people, mostly because all the little drawings and depictions we get are way out of scale, way out of whack. But let's listen to these guys fumble over it a little bit. It is a little counterintuitive, and the only guy who gets it right is the guy at the end talking about the speed of the moon's orbit.
Dear Science, about that eclipse that's happening in August, I heard that the shadow is moving from west to east. But how can that be possible, since the moon moves from east to west?
Hi, I'm Sarah Kaplan, and I'll be answering for science today. On August 21st, something really exciting is going to happen in the US, a total solar eclipse. This is what happens when the moon passes in front of the sun, and it's going to cast a shadow that travels across the United States, all the way from the Oregon coast to South Carolina. But wait, the moon rises in the east and sets in the west. Why is the shadow moving from west to east? This is actually a really big question, and even astrophysicists sometimes have trouble answering it. Let's see if any of my colleagues can help. So we're trying to figure out, why is it that the eclipse goes from west to east if the moon rises in the east and sets in the west?
If we're on the planet and we're looking up. Shouldn't they be traveling the same direction?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it has to do with rotation and revolution.
Yes.
And do you know?
The Earth is spinning this way,
So
and the Moon is spinning the same way that the Earth is orbiting, but
I
the
see.
Earth is spinning faster than the Moon is orbiting.
See, this is why I stick to biology.
Okay.
Angela's the Earth.
So I'm spinning this way, right?
I'm
But you're running really faster. Yeah, exactly.
Clearly, we need to consult an expert on this. So we went to NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Maryland to talk to Alex Young, a NASA scientist, and ask for his best explanation.
To try to make it as simple as possible, it really boils down to how fast the Earth is spinning and how fast the Moon is orbiting around it. The Moon is orbiting about twice as fast as the Earth is spinning. So if we're looking down on the Earth and we're at the Moon, we see the Earth spinning, but the Moon is moving faster. And so that shadow is moving across the Earth this way, which is west to east.
And so yes, even though the Earth spins 27 times per the one Moon orbit, the Moon's orbit is actually faster. 1,040 miles per hour to about 2,300 miles per hour. So there's lots wrong with the heliocentric model, like lots. It just so happens that the eclipse shadow is not one of them. The shadow works in their model. However, for stuff that doesn't work, check out this Ultra HD 4K video of astronaut Jeff Fisher that NASA released. Yep, all 26 seconds of it. You see, NASA can get 4K high-def video, but for some reason, not of the Earth. And these cameras in space, they only last like 26 seconds. Makes a lot of sense, huh? Oops, don't slip there. I'm pretty sure they've got somebody on lifeguard duty, right? Yeah, pretty sure of it. So be kind, don't lie, and open up your mind. There's truth inside. Till next time, guys, this has been Jeranism. Peace! If he didn't include the speed, or he didn't include Earth's orbit around the sun. And I had to stop them and say that's called moving the goalposts. I said in that challenge that you can't put a camera on a globe, aim it at Polaris, spin it, and have the camera stay fixed on the North Star. Wolfie proved, simply, that I was wrong.
Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jeranism, back with another video for you today. Gonna talk about the eclipse, and boy will I get hated for this. Regardless, as I've said since day one, all I want is the truth. So one of the difficult parts of doing what we do, researching and discussing this, I thought I found the globe killer. And so I came out with a video saying that there was no star trails on globe Earth. But in that video I challenged globe believers to prove it was possible to get star trails while aimed at Polaris. Well, Wolfie6020 proved it. Yes, many people have emailed me since or posted on Ask.fm to say, but Wolf's perception of living on a ball is that we are always having to make some assumptions and some guesses. We've been lied to, and so finding the truth will not be easy. That said, unlike most flat earthers as of this moment, I find nothing wrong with the globe model eclipse shadow. So, recently